When is it appropriate to have a cheat day on a diet? It's one of the oldest questions in dieting circles. Doesn't matter if you're just counting calories or if you're trying to do intermittent fasting along with a ketogenic diet, or you're full on carnivore, full on lion diet, or anything in between. When is it appropriate to have a cheat day? And the answer to that question is based on what are your goals, what is the purpose of your diet, and where are you on the track to achieving those goals? I'm going to give you the easy answer here. If you have achieved your dietary goals, assume your dietary goals here are just weight loss. If you've achieved the body type that you've wanted, and you're now in maintenance, just trying to live your life, then the answer to that question should be basically, it depends. If a cheat day has any real chance of utterly and totally derailing everything you've done and undoing all of the things you've achieved, then the answer to a cheat day question is you can't have what we would call a cheat day. You can't go from eating a we'll say a dirty carnivore diet. You're eating hot dogs along with the meats and things, maybe the occasional condiment. You shouldn't go from that to eating the Twinkie just for funsies. You shouldn't do that. If, however, you believe you can do it without having any real problems, then the answer to that question is if you want to. If you believe you can do it, then it's a choice you can make. It's a choice I don't recommend anybody make, a cheat day on that circumstance. But if you are at that place where you're maintaining your body weight and your health, and you're only doing it for weight loss, then it's up to you. However, if your goal isn't just weight loss, if it's, say, dealing with chronic inflammation, if it's trying to avoid diabetes, and you are in maintenance, I would highly recommend against that. Unless the only thing keeping you from just going off the deep end and binging on other things that you shouldn't eat is to have that one thing. Just understand something. The cheat meal will have consequences for you, and that is core to this question. If you're experiencing chronic inflammation, or you're fending off diabetes or something similar through diet and exercise, you run the very real risk that bowl of pasta that you want, or that ice cream you want, or whatever it is, could snowball very quickly. Yes, it's a slippery slope argument, but I think reality has shown us that the slippery slope argument isn't usually just a fallacy, especially when we're talking about reintroduction of highly addictive carbohydrates at a time when we know now that that's not the best thing you could possibly be doing for your physical health. So I don't think it's a good idea, even if you're maintaining, to fend off serious health conditions. I'll give you a good example of this. I had a friend of mine who got diagnosed with a form of cancer, and his doctor recommended to him a ketogenic diet. For those of you who are watching carnivore videos and keto videos a lot, you understand why he told them to do that, because there are studies that suggest that it can help with the process. My friend is still with us today. He has recovered. He's in that waiting period to see if he's beaten it or not. Ketogenic diet helped, and breaking that diet would have been more than just a little detrimental to his long-term chances. Now, for the other variation, if you're in the process of losing weight, I would suggest that if your goal is to undo weeks and weeks of your body getting fat adapted on a ketogenic diet or on a carnivore diet, or if you want to undo weeks and weeks of your body getting rid of all the stuff that it tends to in the process of converting from some variation of the standard American diet, or even from keto to a carnivore diet, then by all means have that cheat day if you want to undo your progress. If you have a couple of cheat days, you're going to gain 10 pounds of water probably in 4 days. That sounds like a lot. I know this from experience. Okay, I am telling you these things because I've done all of it, and it's always had bad results. If you want to undo your progress, go for it. If you want to find yourself going from a single cheat meal to a cheat day, from a cheat day to a cheat weekend, from a cheat weekend to a cheat week to a cheat month, take the chance. It's what you might do to yourself. You might undo months or even years of work. All because once sugar gets its hooks in you, it can be very hard to overcome. If you are trying to get the best results you can, getting rid of aches and pains and things, what you'll probably find is that within 24 hours or maybe even less of eating that bowl of ramen, okay, or the sushi or whatever it is, those aches and pains are going to come back. And I'm telling you this right after the 4th of July weekend. I'm actually recording this on the 4th of July. There are a whole lot of opportunities during the summer to have a cheat meal. You're going to get invited to a lot of barbecues over the course of summer if you're watching this in the U.S. And even if you're not watching this in the U.S., you're watching where it's summer, you're probably going to have some kind of equivalent to backyard barbecues being in opportunities to go to outdoor events, festivals where there's suddenly all sorts of food that you remember loving. Stay on track. I do not recommend cheat days unless you have like this ironclad will to have the one thing, get back on program for months and months and months until the next time you want a break. And only then if you're not trying to prevent some chronic condition from taking your life over and maybe ending it. Okay? Just cheat days, I cannot ever recommend. Just full stop. I don't think there's a reason for them. Remember, a cheat meal happens. It comes and goes really quickly, and then you deal with the consequences for a lot longer than the time it took for you to enjoy those flavors that have been added that you've been missing, to enjoy those textures that you've been missing. Even if you spend a couple of weeks going through whatever, enjoying whatever internet food fad is the latest thing, it'll come and go quickly, and then you're going to spend two times or more of terms of time trying to undo what you did in that time period. It's not worth it. It's never worth it. The only caveats I will ever give to this is if you have an opportunity, a once in a lifetime opportunity to have a fine dining experience or something like it, where you're going to be able to try the food of a world-class chef or something like it. And if you can do that without destroying your health, maybe. Notice it's just a maybe, though. You really have to factor these things in. Because is the chance even of a fine dining world-class meal that you'll remember for the rest of your life worth if it takes you months or years to get back on track? I know I'm giving you the worst case scenario. But anybody who's fallen off the wagon a lot on their diets knows that this is a real possibility. Not trying to be hyperbolic, not trying to scare you, trying to give you a reality check. So when is the appropriate time for a cheat day? In most cases, never. There are diets built around cheat days. Most of them don't work because cheat days spiral out of control all too often. Especially when you're working on or relying on something like nutritional ketosis to do the heavy lifting for you as sort of a biohack. It's not worth it. Don't make that mistake. I know it from experience. Let me know what you think of this in the comments, please. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't. Certainly helps. Sharing this on social media helps too. I'm Anthony Stine, the Practical Carnivore. Thanks for your time today.